Good morning, I am Adam Harris, and this is The Day Ahead.
Go ahead and click subscribe below to receive daily market analysis videos and important alerts. On the economic calendar for today, we have the European Monetary Union delivering GDP results for year on year. In the currencies, the weaker US dollar should continue to boost the majors higher, as well as gold, silver, and crude in the commodities. The global indices and equities in focus all show strong bullish presence, aiming to close higher by the end of today for January this year. You can jump to any chapter by clicking on the time link in the description below. Having a look at the currencies first, this is the US dollar index, and just watching it starting to push below that 95 level. This is quite significant. We've had a similar attempt earlier in the year. I'd like to see it obviously break through that and head on down. So for the time being, this is looking quite nice and bearish. And so for today, a lot of my focus is going to be around, is it able to actually close and head below that, or potentially even break below this low? But certainly that is where the mood is, and so that is what I anticipate. Therefore, that for me, that means I'm going to position myself long on euro dollar if I'm looking to take any smaller intraday trades, but certainly principally I'm expecting the euro to strengthen over the US dollar. Then having a look at sterling over the US dollar, and this is quite nice. Price has pulled back, so we're going to see if we do get this continuation of the trend. Very nice setup, and this is what I've been stalking for since last week, looking and waiting for this pullback, looking to get in on the break of the high of yesterday's candle. So for all of that looking nice and healthy, currencies can obviously change direction, but that's the case. Euro Kiwi continuing to head a little bit lower, so that's quite nice over there as well. We've got that continuation of that setup, and both pound yen as well. Now hasn't quite set up yet, but I'm looking for a swing low, so potentially a break of the high of yesterday's candle. So we'll see if we get that, or looking for a small bullish candle, really just looking for a swing low in this area. Same thing for Kiwi yen, having found some nice support and heading on high, that's looking a little bit more bullish. And of course, just generally commenting on Aussie US dollar, that is indeed starting to climb, so we're starting to get a bit of strength there, and this certainly heading on its way back up to this level, closer towards 73.60 as it tests resistance as well as support there. So that pretty much all of this so far going according to plan. So that weaker US dollar continuing to help commodities. As we were saying, gold now anticipated and expected to continue up towards 1350. Any pullbacks into key levels or into the moving averages, I am looking for buy opportunities as it heads on its way up. So I'll certainly be keeping an eye out in this area, looking for retracements. Ideally, even now back down to 1300 again would be nice. And a continuation up to that, so that's a bit overdue. Would like that. Same thing with silver, anticipating and expecting this to continue to head on higher. It's obviously going to head towards its 1620, which is its next support resistance level. Very clear support there. Let's see if there's any kind of resistance offered there, and that again on that daily time frame we'll be looking for any kind of pullbacks to test that level. If it does a retracement, this is a really good area. I'll be looking for entry opportunities over there as well, going through and looking for price to retrace back to that level. Buying opportunities, especially if they overlap with Fibonacci's as well. Palladium continuing to look nice and bullish principally, so also quite nice. Exactly the same approach, looking for this to do that, but this has already provided that entry a couple of days ago, so this is looking quite nice. Going to break this high. That's a nice little bullish breakout pattern. That's looking nice and strong. Crude oil now has shifted, so it was waiting on that weekly bearish candle to unfold, broke to the downside. Anyway, it's now starting to head higher, so we've got higher lows, high highs. We're now officially heading into an uptrend. We do still have to get to this recent level of resistance, but oil has now shifted from potentially medium term becoming bearish or continuing its downtrend. It now looks quite keen to continue upwards, and this we can see this on UK crude oil as well. So I'm going to start looking for long entries on crude oil as well in the coming days. And long story short, with the global equities, we have looking very much as though we're going to have that bullish finish on the monthly. We've broken out through this level of resistance on the daily on Wall Street, so that's quite nice. Some good entry opportunities on that. It's the same actually, just looking at that monthly candle on S&P to give you a sense of where we've arrived at with the US indices. Very strong bullish off support and likely to be broken in February, and likely to see the market now attempting to return to its highs. This is actually the same in the US markets. Interesting though, if we head away from the US, look at the UK and Germany, we're still not quite in the clear. We do have bullish monthly candles, but we are heading into resistance. Okay, so the potential there for a weekly change in direction is still possibly there. However, the probability is now likely that we will see bullish markets. You can see here with Germany close to resistance in the sell zone. Bearish candle here could potentially become a swing high and then head lower. So that could be the case there. However, if we then carry on and we have a look to head towards Asia, we start to see the Hang Seng Hong Kong here continuing to be very nice and bullish, very happy there, as well as Australia with that very bullish candle. So all of that really implying that globally the markets are attempting to recover and will attempt to climb again. Doesn't necessarily mean at this time that we will make it back to the highs, or that it won't be a choppy ride, or that we'll even return to the kind of growth that we had 2017, 2016. At this point in time, we'll really need to break through those highs to start to return back to that. But certainly now for Q1 and potentially Q2, it's reasonable to expect a bullish market. And lastly for today, looking at those equities in focus, and here we have Apple on the daily, that nice little gap up that we were anticipating, a nice little uptrend, and a gap up now heading into those key resistance levels. Again, this is likely to produce a bullish monthly candle. It is lagging behind quite a few of the other markets, but this behavior not entirely surprising from a technical analytical perspective. So now I just said that we would be reasonable to expect a bullish Q1 or Q2, and that is certainly more likely to happen this time round rather than we had that bullish November and then a sudden reversal in December. Now, just noticing yesterday I spoke about a break below the low here and expecting this to head down low. We've actually reversed and found that that's pretty standard behavior in terms of equities able to do that. That looks good. So actually Amazon back to being bullish. Netflix, of course, looking fantastic. This just being a very nice swing entry opportunity and some nice moves and returns expected on this. Is actually another entry available today. So looking for a break above the high of this and expecting price. Ideally, if we have a really good day, we'll head straight up towards 360 today. A nice little bullish, maybe even a gap up and a nice bullish candle as well. Looking and expecting that to continue higher than just another entry opportunity. Microsoft looking pretty good. So there's some nice swing trading opportunities here. Some good money for me to make. Looking for these moves to continue and upwards to these highs. So that's very nice. And the moving averages starting to reorder themselves a nice little bullish candle. And then actually as we head across all the rest of these, they're all looking nice and bullish. Just highlighting, for example, Standard Chartered as well. Quite a few of these. This is say on the monthly time frame. This one now producing a potential sort of high low, and that could even be I might even consider trading that as a swing low on the monthly time frame, and really that being the basis of most of these charts now looking nice and bullish and looking for those longer entry opportunities. So on that note, ladies and gents, the future is looking slightly brighter from a technical, analytical, potentially investors perspective, and if it's trending, I'll be there. Have a great day. Just a reminder to hit the subscribe button. If you want to stay abreast of what's happening in the market, I'll be producing and bringing you the latest in the markets every morning in a freshly produced video.